Well, hello out there. Happy Wednesday to everybody. It's Joan Robison, and I'm so excited to be here. Today, we're going to be talking about how to taproot your way to millions. And I certainly am going to share that taprooting has been one of the ways that I have been able to build 4 multi-million-dollar businesses in the network marketing channel and continue to help my team members to recruit and move the ranks in their next rank promotions. I'm really excited. I've got my special guest, Megan Miles, my partner in crime, and I will be bringing her on in just a moment because we're going to give you our best around taprooting today. And what I'd love to really begin with is I'd like to do just find out where I'm seeing a few people joining in. So where are you tuning in from? Take a moment and drop in the comments where you are tuning in from. And I'm going to get Megan. StreamYard is not coming up. I think the best thing to do is, if for some reason we're not seeing it, is go into the Flip the Switch community. We are streaming this in 3 or 4 different places. So hopefully, if for some reason you can't see it, maybe it's on your end. I don't know. I'm so sorry, but I am seeing a bunch of people joining in. So I just want to take a moment, welcome Angela, Michelle, Debbie, Donna, Alicia. Oh, we got people from Seattle and Florida and Illinois, Louisiana, all kinds of folks. All right, I'm going to bring Megan Miles on. We're going to add Megs to the stage. Hey there, Megan. How's it going?
Hey guys. Good. How are you?
Well, good. I've got my drink. I see you've got yours. Yeah.
Yes. I just got my fresh iced tea and my microphone literally just
You're
froze.
ready to roll, right?
I am ready to roll.
At the end of this training, I'm going to be doing some giveaways. It's Christmas. I haven't done some giveaways lately, so I'm going to be doing a few drawings. So get ready to maybe pop in the comments and answer questions as well. Okay, I want to just start. So I want to start by asking you a question. How many people here listening in or even watching the replay? And by the way, if you're watching the replay, drop #replay. And I would love by a show of a heart. So drop a heart in the comments if you would like to double or triple your downline. Some of you that are brand new, this is such an incredible skill for you to begin doubling your efforts immediately in building your downline. So today we're going to talk about 2 different ways to taproot. The first way that we're going to talk about is when you are reaching down into your downline and you are helping a new recruit by showing them how to tap into their network, and then you are supporting them by having conversations around the business and helping them get that first recruit. The second way that we're going to talk about taprooting is actually having a pulse on your team and knowing that down in the depths of your downline, there are people that are this close to the next rank promotion and they don't even know it. And you, as a leader, could potentially be leaving massive amounts of money on the table. So I want you to think just for a moment. Megs, we hear you're typing there, babe. I love you so much, but I see you. Okay, now listen up here. I want you to think just for a moment. How much is your network worth? Okay, think about that for a minute. How much is your network worth? Some of you have huge customer pods or customer, base. Some of you have got large teams. But just think about it for a minute. How much is your network worth? I remember back in the days of working at Nordstrom, at one point, I achieved what they call a pace setter status for sales. And it was really
Ooh, wait, hold on. Let's for a second. Better. Okay. Sorry. All right.
I know. I've never really admitted that to you, but yes. Okay, now listen. How did you achieve that status? Well, it was based on your book of business, right? So we're talking about your book of business and what is it worth? And I want you to put a number out there. I want you to just think about it and put a number out there. And if you want, drop it in the chat. And then I want you to think about, what do you want it to be? Is it $1 million network? I believe that's very possible. Many of us have $1 million networks, but we just don't realize that we do, because often we skip or we forget, that's a nice way to say it, that our warm networks are untapped. So the first thing I want to do is Megan Miles, who is my partner in the direct, I almost forgot the name of it, Megan. In the DRA, we always think it sounds a little bit like we're going to come in with a bust, right? The DRA, okay, but the Digital Recruiting Academy. And, you know, one of the things that Megan is so amazing at is taprooting and confidently taprooting. And really, we do this in 3 steps. We do it urgently. We also do it by way of invitation and having real conversations, number 2. And number 3, we do it in a systematic way. All right. And then we continue to train that. So Megan, I want to talk with you a little bit about taprooting, and maybe you could just share with the group a little bit about you and how you really got introduced to taprooting and how it's changed your business, because you, my friend, and one of my most strongest ever leaders, was able to build a 6-figure income in a little less than a year. And a lot of it was done by connecting and taprooting. Megan, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Joan. Well, excited to be here. And I love seeing everybody. Shout out to everyone here, Leah, Michelle, Donna. So happy to have you guys here. So quick story for anyone who maybe this is the first time you've ever seen me share before. Been in network marketing almost 11 years, was a professional Starbucks Frappuccino maker prior to joining. I was the store manager, and I looked outside at my area manager after a meeting we had about my promotion. And I just looked at the car he was driving, how stressed he looked, and nothing against Hondas. I actually just sold my Honda. I love Hondas, but I thought, am I really willing to work 80 hours a week to be that stressed? Like, that's what I thought. If I would be stressed, I would be on a beach or something, right? So, anyways, all in on network marketing, and with taprooting, you know, I've been introduced to it 2 different ways. The first of which is in my traditional MLM network marketing company that, you know, I first joined in my baby days. The way that we taprooted was through new enrollments. So when I joined, it was my sponsor's goal to get to get him in front of my closest 10 more markets, whether that was through a party event or whether it was one-on-ones. The other way, so that I could expose my network quickly without fear in front of an expert, right? The other way was as a leader, right? Taprooting in the sense of working with Joan, learning how to reach down and build connections with up and coming leaders on my team, or new enrollments even, of people that maybe weren't getting the attention they need. Because let's be honest, either A, maybe they were getting attention from a great leader, but our goal is to help our team, right? Or B, and this is one of the biggest things when you work in one of your leaders' lines, like, and if you're the type of person who's like, oh, I don't want my upline working in my line, it's like, I don't know. I've never been about that. I've never been about that, because I'm like, please, by all means, I don't take it disrespectfully that I'm not good enough. I take the help. Joan, go right ahead, right? Because it's teamwork. But B, also of, yes, reaching down to help them, but also there are seasons. And a lot of time, a lot of people in this industry, especially right now, are saying my team's not working. But what they're not realizing is that it's not that their entire team isn't working, it's that their normal business builders that are normally in production aren't working. And imagine what would happen if you were to reach out to the newest members on the team and really get in the trenches, right? So the goal of taprooting is essentially to get into another market, whether it's a new enrollments warm market or a new group of people to work with, right? To move the needle forward in your business.
Yes. All right. Well, I hope all of you are taking great notes and you really understood those different ways of taprooting. And Megan, I want to ask you, let's get a little bit more specific. You know me around urgency. And, I remember when I first met Rob Sperry, I started, guys, back in the industry in 2001, and I've continued to keep up on the latest of trends and just how the business evolves by investing in myself so that I could give back to my team and my clients. And one of the things I did was I started attending masterminds, and some of these folks at the Rob Sperry events were some of the best in the industry. And I was so blown away by some of the different things that they were doing. That number one was confirmation, I'm on the right track. And number two was like, Joan, you're missing the boat. Why the heck aren't you doing that? Or let's take it and, adapt it to our own, to our own business. And one of the things he said that I had circled in my notes was urgency is synonymous with wealth. So I want you to write that down. Urgency is synonymous with wealth. And I love that because I thought, you know what? When I started this business, there was a lot of things I wasn't. It was hard for me to learn all the skills. I wanted to know it all so that I felt empowered. But the truth is, you can't know it all when you start, which is another reason why, if you're a leader, you want to help your team with taprooting. You can't possibly know it all. Your brain can only take so much. And the other thing, guys, is we just have to continually practice. That's, to me, why there's no failure. You're just constantly practicing. So I say this to you because I remember thinking, all right, one thing that I am is urgent. I already have that trait. And this was a confirmation that I'm going to keep moving forward and keep training urgency. And by the way, you leaders out there, if you need to improve in urgency, be the example of urgency. Now, Megan, when you and I first started working together, let's talk a little bit about urgency, because next to my sister-in-law, Sarah Nielsen, you are the next most urgent person I've ever worked with. You guys are really a close tie, to be honest. But
I'll hash it out with her.
Yeah, right. But let's talk a little bit about urgency. Megan, what is your kind of suggestion to the people that are listening in today when it comes to why would we urgently taproot?
Yeah. So truthfully, you want to strike when the iron is hot, right?
Mhm.
And people make decisions based on emotions. So people can be ready to go, ready to rock this business. And within an hour, things can drastically change. Oh, they got a phone call about their mortgage and now they're going to have to, I don't know, just
Pause.
different life. Yeah. Different life stuff can come up. So for me, I mean, if I had it my way, I don't want to say I'm not an urgent person, but I'd be like, chill out, take our pace. But I know that people make changes all the time, including myself, including all of us, right? I can think of so many times that, like, I was at the car lot a few weeks ago and he didn't really strike. I ended up going home and changing my mind. Like, had he actually asked for the clothes, I probably might have bought the car. But so urgency, understanding that people make decisions based off emotion. also especially fear as an emotion, right? I know as a leader who is working with somebody, whether they're brand new or working towards a goal, I want to help them get a quick win as quickly as possible to step out of the fear, right? And I see this a lot too in our academy. I know a few of you guys are here. Whoop, whoop. What's different about what we do is, we really want to serve people and offer some extra time, because we know sometimes it's just a matter of flipping the switch, right? Like you would say, Joan, and helping people move out of fear and into action to getting a quick win, to have the confidence that they need to move forward and actually achieve their dreams, right? So when you're working with someone, especially, urgency is key. Moving fast, offering, suggestions, guiding people as well, in urgent action.
All right. And I just put in the comments, drop a 1 if you're urgent. Drop a 1 if you're urgent. Drop a 2 if you're going to work on it. Okay? Drop a 1 if you're urgent. Drop a 2 if you're going to work on it. All right. I want to see all those numbers coming up. Come on. Now, so let's talk a little bit about being urgent when it comes to taprooting. So think about it like this. Megan just said it. When a person joins your team, unless they're very seasoned, chances are they've never done network marketing before. And by the way, I actually got a few stats for you that I think you'll really like. So these stats may not be like this year, but they're pretty close to what's going on. So right now in the network marketing space worldwide, we're doing about $189 billion in sales worldwide. Write that down. And the reason why I like to give people stats is because it builds confidence and belief, doesn't it? It's like, wow, 189 billion, I want part of that, right? People are buying out there every day, all day, from you, from me, from all kinds of people. Okay, 35 billion of those sales are from Americans. And ready for this one? I think you guys are going to like this. 46% of Americans accept contact from a direct seller or a social seller without knowing them. Did you guys hear that? 46%. So that's a huge number. And also, the most successful people in network marketing, you guys ready for this stat? 91% of them use social media. And that's a big part of what Megan and I train in our Digital Recruiting Academy as well. And by the way, if you want some information around the Digital Recruiting Academy, drop a thumbs up if you want a little bit more information, and Megan or I will personally reach out to you. So drop a thumbs up and we'll be checking the comments directly after this. All right.
We are on wait list. It's not open right now. But yeah.
All right. So get on the wait list. No.
Hey, Michelle, Debbie, you're here. Tell them. Let them know what's up in the comments, right? Yeah, it's worth the wait.
There we go. Okay, guys. So let's, I want to go into just a little bit more around recruiting. And I'm turning my Bluetooth off. I could hear us in my bedroom echoing down in here. Okay. So urgently, what does urgently mean? So if somebody signs up, let's get clear on this. Megan used the term after every hour, and I 100% agree. After every hour of signing up, this person has the kind of what I would call the momentum building of fear over excitement until they get a win. Are you guys with me? I want you to write this down if you're taking notes. For every hour after they sign up, what's building up is fear versus excitement until they get a win. Okay. So if I'm an upline, this is all the more reason to learn how I could support with taprooting in an urgent way. And we're going to talk lastly about some systems that you may consider putting in place that will help you with taprooting. So urgency is key. Let's talk about now, number 2, about inviting people or word choices to use when it comes to taprooting. So Megan, let's say I am your brand new recruit. Let's do a little bit of a role play here. And Megan and I will role play this. We like to do this too. This is fun and we know each other pretty well. So it'll be a really kind of almost authentic, if you will. So Megan, go ahead. I'm your new recruit. We're on Zoom. We're doing a, 20-minute, 30-minute onboarding. And notice I said onboarding. That is key because you're doing it immediately. Go ahead.
Yeah. So of basically how to taproot, like just for
We're
clarity.
having the conversation and we're in the onboarding process. We've already done all the, setup and all this. So now most people, when they're onboarding, are just focused on helping them get a product sale or their first product sale, which is good. Please know this. This is great. But what if you could focus on the product sale and helping them infiltrate their network, right? With recruiting. Go ahead.
So there's like, I'll give you kind of the traditional taprooting way and then also like the digital version now with social media. But one thing to know about taprooting is the goal is, like we said, we want to get them into action as quickly as possible and get in front of their warm market. So I might ask something like, and every different company is going to have a different launch plan. So for you, that might be like booking their launch party and leading up until then, like working really closely with them on inviting. It might look like, ask them, hey, who are a couple of people you would love to partner with in business? How quickly can you get them on a Zoom with me? How quickly can you get them on a Zoom with me? The digital way as well, right? I would still do those things, but also is really getting them into action with a posting strategy and showing them how to boost their algorithm and then create a curiosity post to attract people to them, right? Based off of their warmer social media content or audience. And through that, right, encouraging them, if you're ATMing or whatever method you're using, is how quickly can you get me in front of, X amount of people, 5 people. For some people too, it's funny, I was talking about with Rob Sperry about this earlier this year. It's like for some people, you can tell it's a step out of their shell and it might just be 3 people. For some people, like a me and a Joan and, a Michelle, a Debbie, it's like, how quickly can you get me in front of 20? Because they're action takers. Or how quickly can you get me in front of 5? And you keep going, next 5, next 10, right? Increment of that. But jogging their memories, which I think we all know this very traditionally, right? But helping them jog their memories of who are the people that they want to be in business with, right? Not just anybody. I'm not talking your flat tire people always, but okay, let's convince your mom to sign up, right? But like if you really want your mom to be in business with you, right? A lot of you might. I don't, but good for you. No, I'm just kidding. Really helping get them into action with thinking, who do they want to work with? What are the qualities of a type of partner that they want to have? And then jogging their memory of who are some of those people in your network and how quickly can we have a conversation with them?
Yeah, I love that. And so notice, Megan, in that initial conversation of onboarding. So day 1, who are a few people that you know? Okay. How quickly, putting urgency. How quickly can we chat? Okay. You could also say something like, let's talk about the top 3 people that have the characteristics and the network that might be good at something like this, or that might have interest in earning extra cash, whatever it is that you're doing. Okay. Yeah. And then, guys, Who are they? Who are the people? Create a list, get that going. So I think in the kind of the old way of doing it is creating a lead list. And I'm just going to say this. I don't think lead lists are out, because I think lead lists really help you jog your memory. I also think that often when you're actually pen to paper, things will pop into your head around people that you know that you never thought about. Or does anybody find here? Drop a little heart in the comments. How many people are in the shower or blowing dry their hair and they get all their best ideas? Anybody ever had that? And do you want to know why? Because you're doing something mundane, something that you do over and over without thinking about it. So guess what? Your brain is actually creating more space, and those kinds of things are coming in. You're not, in a sense, tasking like you might be in your kitchen, on the phone, on the computer, cooking or whatever. Do you guys get where I'm going? Yeah, in the shower. Yeah, I know. I'm like, I wish I had a whiteboard in here. All right. So we're going to urgently connect. We're going to use word choices that are open-ended, not do you have anybody? Who do you know? How quickly could we get them on the call? Not when, is a good time, just how quickly, right? So we're demonstrating urgency, and we're using word choices that demonstrate that as well. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about today is systems in place for taprooting. I know for me, I think that many of you have onboarding, like Megan mentioned, many of you have onboarding, strategies from your company. And many of you have created your own onboarding. So at the end of your onboarding, after you've gone through some of the things like they need to be in these groups, you've talked about their dreams and why they're doing the business, what they, want out of the business, their goals. You also know the amount of time that they're willing to invest in their new business. One of the next things is to create those wins. So this would be down at the bottom. I want to talk to you about how I'm going to help you build a winning team or build your downline. And I want to help you with the tools to be able to do it. So if you embed it in your new or, in your onboarding process, could you, and let me ask you the question, could you train that once to many? I bet you could. And I bet you, I know Megan, she would create a video. So you'd have a video of how to do it for your team members. And then it prompts them every single time in the onboarding process. Okay, what's another system that you could have in place? Megan, what are some of the other ideas that they might need or that you would suggest?
So I'll touch on this launch system idea, but also then I want to talk a little bit about digging deep that we were kind of talking a little bit earlier. But the reason having a system, and again, a system not meaning anything technology, right? But truly just a system where it's a repetitive routine, right? That is easy to follow. When people have those steps that Joan's talking about, 1, 2, 3, that anybody can do, right? They then can duplicate that, right? And so we want to know, okay, maybe it's your launch system around how much money they can earn, right? The first level of leadership, knowing, for instance, well, when you go out and you get 10 customers and 3 recruits, you earn XYZ. So now they can reverse engineer the numbers. And it's simple, right? Okay, well, if I expose X amount of people, I'll get 10 customers, I'll make X amount, right? Make back my investment, whatever it is. So just having something that is simple, not for only for you to taproot, but then when they get people to also for them to taproot, and so on and so forth, right? But what I really want to share with you, right, is the truth is, and this might be a little bit of a wake up call for some of us, right? And if nobody has told you this before, I apologize, but I'm here to help you not to sugarcoat things, because I want you to win and I want you to have an actual expectation, right? Is most people who join you will not be with you a year from today. And that's a hard pill to swallow, because we do all this work and we're so excited to get a new recruit, and it's the recruiting roller coaster. And I lived it for many years, many years. I mean, oh my gosh, I got so and so to join. When somebody joins now, it doesn't even faze me. Like, I just had a multiple six-figure earner join me, my organization, didn't faze me. Was I excited? Yes, but it did not affect my emotions, because leading up to, I didn't know for sure if she would do it. And same with anybody else. I don't know, and I don't let my I don't let other people's actions determine my emotions, right? Or try not to, right? It's a healthy way to live. It's a healthy way to carry yourself in business. And so, with that being said, you know, whether or not somebody ends up joining or ends up staying isn't going to affect me, because I know I'm still going to build my business. I know I'm still going to help people, my team, build the business. And so most people that you recruit will not be here from a year today. So if you know that, or they won't have the talent to build the business, if you know that, you should be focused on building deep, meaning deep. I always heard when I first started in this industry, if you can build 10 levels deep, you can build a sustainable income. Meaning, you sponsor someone, you help them sponsor somebody, you help them sponsor somebody, you help them sponsor somebody. Usually your ace is 10 levels deep. And for some of you, you're like, oh my gosh, right? You're so focused on personally recruiting, but you're not helping your team recruit as well. And why do you do that? Not necessarily because it's about you and finding your ace, right? But you also are helping that person, and you're lighting a fire up the leg, and you're creating momentum and excitement. Whereas maybe those people wouldn't have worked, you know? But
Mhm.
they're gonna get into action once their leg is 10 levels deep, depending on your compensation plan, right? But, um, getting into the action, thinking big, building 10 levels deep. I know we have different compensation plans and things like that, but the goal is to stay around the new people too. It's exciting,
Yeah.
right? It's exciting. So
New, I want to just say too, I mean, first off, guys, you know, taprooting is something that if you are going to lean into this, which I would suggest everybody does, that you figure out a system. And I couldn't agree with Megan more, is the excitement that you want to be around and that you want to carry with you is the excitement of a new person, which is why, we always want to be bringing in new people. And by the way, Megan mentioned a year from now, the majority of people that join you won't be on your team. Okay. That's just the law of averages when it comes to network marketing. I want you to write this down. A third of the people are coming. Okay. A third of the people are coming. A third of the people are staying. And a third of the people are going. And these numbers really don't change
mhm.
because remember, they're not employees. They don't work for you and me. So the easier and the simpler that we can make things for that person coming in to succeed, the more longevity and the higher rates of retention you're going to have. I mean, we've got to dummy it so far down that even a fourth grader could do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you can't help your people, I'm sorry, Joan, but I know you'd be excited for me to share this. Like, if you can't help your people earn money in their first 30 days, they're not going to stay here. I don't care if it's a $10 check off of one sale. I'm saying this because Michelle put, wins are huge, like we're talking about, but make it a goal. Don't think, oh, I'm only going to make $1 if I just focus on helping them sell something. You're helping them build a habit that now they can go and do on their own. That's duplicatable. And guess what? That is leverage. That's why you're here. You're trying to build passive income. and leverage. But you have to create that snowball effect and be the leader and work with your people to help them get those small wins, not because of what it's in it for you, to help them so that they can go get the results that they desire.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to give you two more things, and then I'm going to share one last thing, and we'll wrap up here today with some drawings. But the first thing is another way to get people on board. So I want to give you some ways that you can get your team on board and where it's not solely just your responsibility. Okay, so one of the first suggestions is in your onboarding, do you have any expectations as far as, word choices? So you might say something like this: in your first week of business, my goal is to help you get that first sale in your first new team member. Okay, how powerful would that be if that was printed in your onboarding, right? Because everybody's getting your onboarding. Okay, there's one thought. Another thing, many of you do recognition, which, by the way, we could do a whole call on recognition, but it's one of the most underutilized tools in network marketing that is absolutely free. Okay, recognition. People that feel good will continue to do the task when they're recognized. So remember, what you recognize gets repeated. So could there be a recognition that was your first sale? Are you recognizing that? Are you recognizing your first recruit? Are we doing that? Now, if I had in my recognition my first sale and my first recruit, do we think that our team members would begin wanting to have their new team members be in this recognition? Would it be in front of them? Would they see it? Do you guys see where I'm going? There's all kinds of ways to empower your team with knowledge. All right. And then the third way would be to have in a team meeting or in a Zoom or whatever you're doing, hey, I want to talk a little bit about taprooting and how we're going to use these couple strategies to start the new year off so that we aren't leaving money on the table and that we're infiltrating and supporting people to kind of like squeeze the lemon out of their network, if you will. Okay. All right. You guys got that? Is this good stuff? If you like it, I want you to give me a, I don't know, give me a fire in the comment. If you like what you're hearing, I want some fire, man. That's what I want to feel, some heat, baby, because it's cold even in Arizona. All right. So the last thing I want to talk about is another way that I personally love, and I do this a lot, and this has made me, I'm just going to tell you guys, it's made me millions of dollars, okay? Millions. And that is through having a pulse throughout my downline. So the first layer of people that I am in close contact with are my leaders, the Megans. And I won't go on about who they all are, but these people are leaders that are driving a business. So I want to have buy-in from my leaders. Now, I know some of you watching right now, you're not doing regular meetings, you're not regularly in touch. And we want to make sure that we understand that we never have to feel pushy. We never have to feel salesy if we have the ability to make strong connections. Well, how do you make strong connections? Just by being kind and of service. It's not hard. And many people are intimidated to reach out. Well, I call it the reach around, because someone at one point told you that's my downline. And I'm going to just go out on a limb and be very bold and say, the hell it is. No, it's not. It's our team. And in the team that I lead, there isn't one person that would ever say to me, Joan, don't help my team. They don't think like that. They're like, oh my gosh, like Megan's like, would you really work in there for a while or do this? Or I tell her, I'm at your service. Tell me what you want me to do. Who do you want me to work with? What can I do? Okay. And then I go through this stuff with them because there's so many times where people are leaving massive amounts of dollars on the table because they're not confident to reach around and help somebody make a promotion. What are some of the things else that I hear? Well, the promotion's really about me. Whoever believes that is, I'm sorry, that's a moron. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but it is, because there isn't a comp plan that I've witnessed that you can get to the top to without building a team, right? You have to have other people that are winning as well. So if my focus is on Megan winning, then I win. So if you're ready to move to the next rank, the first thing you want to do is you want to talk to those people about ranking up. And you want to have enough of a pulse with your leaders to be able to say, you know what, I was looking through your downline the other night when I was watching my Netflix, sitting here, and I realized I'm looking at a couple like, gosh, they look like rock stars down there. You know, who's this Leah gal? Who's this Michelle gal? And then Megan says, oh my gosh, Joan, you know, here we go. You know, they kind of came out of nowhere. This gal was first going to be a discount user, and boom, she's just, oh my gosh. So we taproot in this way, where we literally reach out and say with a compliment, wow, you're crushing it, you're killing it. You know, we love to partner, because what I'm noticing as I hold my comp plan in hand is that you are just, you know, wow, you know, you're this much away from the next rank promotion. And I'm going to end with a story here. You know, I had a leader, an amazing leader on our team, and lacked a little bit of confidence in reaching out to the downline because of the way that she was set up and trained. All right. There's some clues in there. So are you encouraging your people to have connections and make connections and deepen the connections? And what ended up happening is we were looking through her downline. This is after I got to know her. There were some people in between us. And guess what? To my surprise, there was a handful of people that were just, you know, thousands of dollars toward the end of the month. Oh, I say thousands. I mean, it was a small gap toward literally making a significant amount more money per month. And boom, those people we were able to support and help. Do you think they got a little bit more engaged in their business? Ah, you're damn right they did. Do you think they were grateful that we reached out and helped them make more money, and then, you know, showed them, hey, you're a couple of recruits away, or you're this, you know, here's what we need to get to the next level? You bet. So guys, I want to give you some action steps as we wrap up here today. The first thing is evaluate yourself when it comes to urgency. Where do you need to improve in your onboarding process with new people? See, what tends to happen is we tend to think, I don't want to overwhelm them. I don't want to scare them away, instead of, these are the essential pieces to build a thriving business. They just told you they wanted to make 2, 3, 4, 5 grand a month. You're not going to make that on a sole sales position in most companies. I'm not going to say every company, but I'm just going to tell you. So what is it that you need to evaluate and improve and become more aware of from your own level of urgency? Okay, so there's that. Number 2, what are the systems that you have in place, if any or none, right? What would you implement there in taprooting? Do you have something on your onboarding sheet? Are you recognizing people in a way that other team members are seeing this? Have you had a meeting to say, here's how we taproot, or a training? And then number 3, what is one activity that you can do to begin duplicating taprooting of both kinds within your team? All right. Megan, I would love if you could help me with a little bit of I'm going to do a couple drawings. So
And
what?
I also have a little free gift.
Oh, well,
here.
let's do
know.
that.
So I was typing a little bit because I was trying to pull something up, mainly because I know we're talking about taprooting here, but a lot of you have been asking for more like social media posts, how to engage your audience to get into more conversations with more potential recruits. So I do have a list of top engaging social media posts. So I'm actually going to give that to you guys.
So everyone's a winner.
Everyone's a winner, and then we'll dive into more. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. You should grab it. You can head to that link and grab a free guide, which has some, again, just engagement posts, because what people don't realize is they just need to start engaging people, connecting, and then they can get into more conversations. Sorry, I don't have an easier little domain there for you, but you can.
Hey, Megan. Okay, good. I'm glad you did that. Oh, by the way, how'd you do that? That was nice. That little up there is good.
I didn't. You did.
Oh, did I? Oh, well, there you go.
You
All right. I don't know how I did it. Guys, grab that. And then the other thing is, Megan, send me that link just in text, and I'll post it. I'll make sure that I post it in the chats, because some of these don't go. This chat doesn't always go into all the groups that we're streaming in.
Okay.
All right. Okay, guys. And a couple other things. Megan, can you pick 2 winners? Can you see? I don't know if you can look in the chats or somewhere.
Just randomly?
Yeah.
Let's
just do, I don't know. Let's ask a couple questions, and maybe we could do like the first answer. What do you think?
Yeah. Who can tell? Oh. Let's see. Who can tell us one of the 3 bullets to taprooting that we talked about today?
There you go. One of the 3. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give away 2 boxes of cards, because I just got word I'm low on my books and the order's not here yet. All right. 2 boxes of cards. All right. Do we have an answer? Is somebody coming on?
First win. Okay. I don't know who Facebook user is, but they're our first winner. First win. They're talking about for winning, getting them quick wins.
All right. Okay, wait. That person, you guys, whoever that person is, because I can't see it, and I'm not going to, I want to make sure I get you this. You have to message me in instant messenger. Joan, I'm the winner. Okay. All right. And what's the next one, Megs?
How much money are you going to make in 2024? That's what I want to know.
How much money are you
going money, honey, are you going to make in 2024?
All right.
That's goals for the year.
All right. Who's got a monthly goal? Who's got a times 12 yearly goal? How much money?
I don't know if that Facebook user is the same person, though.
All right. We need a name on there just in case. Anybody want to write in? You can write. It's just a goal, right? You're going to write it out, claim it.
Who put 150K? Is that the same person who won right now before? Let us know in the comments. Michelle's putting hers everywhere. She's like, I'm getting mine in. Michelle's next if depending on. She's next up if this 150K person is the same person. Not the same person. Okay, it's not. Sorry, Michelle.
Okay, so both of these people, you guys got to reach out to me. I'm going to make sure that I get these in the mail. You're going to have a nice New Year's gift to help you flip the switch and really focus on the solution. And for those of you that are just listening, or you're new, you've never maybe been on the Leader Lowdown before, I want to thank you all for joining. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. And I also want to just take a moment to say, if you're new in here, make sure that you write, I'm new. And maybe one thing that you liked that you heard. All right. And that's going to always, help me and help us reinforce some of the different things that we're training and some of the different things that we're doing. So I want to thank everybody for joining in. I especially want to thank Megan for popping on and, supporting this training. You guys can tell her and I work really well together. I don't know what happened to our little onboarding chat, but our role play, but here we are. And we just want to thank you. So have a beautiful rest of your Wednesday. We'll talk soon. Bye, guys.